Launch the fucking show, dude. Let's go.
I think we are live right now with the Hunter World record holder, Mr. Roberto, and the court at the Schwartz. How we doing today, boys?
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Oh, hold on. I really want to break into this because we were in the middle of it and I had to stop everybody from talking. Ryan, break down your current calorie intake right now.
All right. It started off, baseline is like 2,000. As we dropped it and as I've got more comfortable with maintaining those calories, now calorie deficit, and I'm at about 1,680. So with that, 1,600 calories per day. So the new macros, 1,680, 40 grams fat, 150 grams carb, and 160 gram protein. So with that calorie deficit, I should be losing weight. Now, I've fluctuated heavy, but I've also worked my ass off. So I recently, over the weekend, it was my birthday weekend, so I was down riding around 168, 169, shot up to 178 on Monday, and now today, Thursday, back down to 171. So I just got to, not hit the sauce and just keep hitting protein, and I'll be good.
Dude, my last two sandwiches had over 40 grams of fat. I just had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in front of you guys, and I had a turkey sandwich just before this. Cole, here's my numbers real quick.
Yeah,
I'm having 3 times 180, so that's 540, I think.
How do you do
540 carbs?
5 times 180?
Yeah, I'm having up to 270 grams of protein.
That's 900.
Yeah. No, that's not true. 3 times 180? That's not 900. Goof.
Oh, you said 5.
No.
That's 540.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Protein, I'm at about 250 grams of protein, and then I'm having 90 grams of fat to 100. Cole, what's going on with your body? Tell us about your body, because you're beef.
I don't know what is happening because I'm eating like a good amount. But every time I hop on the scale, it's 190 pounds, 188.
You're very muscular right now.
Yeah, it's crazy because I've been doing like on my volume kind of like days. I'm doing like so much endurance. I'm doing like an hour and a half to 2 hour bike ride and another like 75-minute run, and like I'm just not dropping weight at all. Like I'm just right at 188. Like I can't get below 188. I'd like to be like 182, 183. I feel like.
You want to lose weight?
Your ass cheeks are thick though. They're like portly. Like you've got thighs and ass cheeks like a hippopotamus.
Exactly. It's that, and I got the arms. It's all in the arms.
Cole Daddy's got big arms these days, but no chest. No chest.
It's coming in. It's coming in.
Dude, that's funny because I used to have no arms, and I started working on my arms this season because I was like, I'm tired of having small arms, and I've always had these thick tits. I've got the full body. I am a curvaceous Latin woman when it comes to having big butt and tits.
Always
thick. Man, I've been trying to lose weight, and I dropped from 216 down to 202, and now I'm floating at 202, and I've been just fighting like a dog to get it off. I cannot figure it out for the life of me.
What's the goal? 195 by
192, dude. 192. I will demonize the field. It will be.
That's.
What were you when you hit World Champions last year in Vegas?
196.
196. So you're going below that.
Yeah, I was looking at pictures of myself. If you go to the Rock's life, go look at pictures of the Rock's life real quick.
Wait, are we talking like the Rock wrestler or ROX?
No, ROXLYFE.
Is this an Instagram page?
Yeah, type that in. You'll see that, and then if you go to HYROX España, the difference, and it's about a little under a year's difference, but I look so different in my size. And it's because I was bodybuilding so hardcore this summer. I just can't get the beef off. I don't know what's going on.
I can't even imagine you at like 192 right now because that's like my weight, but you're like 4 inches taller than me. So that's gonna look funny.
I'll look weird. I'll look weird. But there's nothing sexier than a world champion. Just saying.
That's true.
Yeah. What are you gonna do about that? Cole, we haven't connected with you in a long time. I've connected with you. I've been with you constantly. Let's hear about training camp / no, not that one. Go back.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. No. Exit out of this thing. Exit out of that image, the thing up there. go down, scroll down,
here.
scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Right there, the one with the long hair.
Right here.
You could do this. Yeah, that's it. Now you can see how much skinnier I am there.
It's your face.
Yeah, you can see my face, my arms, my chest. And then if you escape out of this, and then go up a little further, that one. Click on that one, the one with me pulling the rope.
Yeah. That's
a measurably different person. I don't know if I can find a better image that makes it like that, but that's about 8 pounds difference.
Yeah.
Mostly in my boobs. But we did training camp together, and then we went to Dubai. Like, how deep do you want to get in this Dubai thing? Are we still expecting that they might send assassins our way?
I think we're fine. I don't want to go back. I don't think I'm going to go back, so I don't really care if we bash them anymore.
Are you talking about the country itself or just the event?
I think the event.
I don't need to go back to the country either. Like, I saw what I needed to see. Like, it's cool. They have a ton of money and they have like big buildings and it's cool to see. But like, once you've like seen it, then it's like, all right, I think the only reason I'd go back is to go drive ATVs again. But I think we could just like go out in the desert here and get some ATVs and just do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I'll buy you an ATV for Christmas. You don't
need I feel like we could go over like, I don't know, Arizona, whatever, like outside of Vegas and just do it here. And then we don't have to go all the way over to Dubai. So I don't need to go back to that event.
I haven't even broken down my experience of it all. So why don't you just from the top tell us about what you think? I don't even know how to break this thing down. Like, would it be better just to give an overall score and then start digging in, or would it be better to dig in and then give an overall score at the end?
I go high level and then funnel it down. Like,
okay, so
and then backpedal on how you got there.
Amongst the experiences of like, Spartan Ultimate Team Challenge, some of these TV shows you've been on, different athletic events, how would you score it as far as well as it was run, its presentation, all these things?
Dude, I didn't get to go on, like when they had all these TV shows and stuff, I didn't get to go on any of these shows that everyone else got to go on. So like Spartan Ultimate Team Challenge, Steve Austin's show, I don't know, all that kind of stuff. So this was
are you a little disappointed that you didn't become a career lifelong addict of American Ninja Warrior?
No, the only thing that I'm bummed about is I wanted to be on Broken Skull. That was my, like, I saw all these guys get on and I was just like, oh my God, they're picking this guy and they're picking this guy. I'm like, oh, like.
Hey, speaking of Ninja Warrior, our friend Michael Eckhart is headed out and about to compete in that. Like, they're filming this weekend or wherever they're filming it. I follow him on Instagram. And he said he's flying out, and obviously can't give details as to how he did, but I think it's this weekend or this week that he's going back to it.
I like that guy a lot. MVP, pull up world record. So you didn't get to do Broken Skull Ranch, which we all know is the coolest show of all time. There's only been one ever great champion.
Hey, who's that champion on there that didn't lose for 3 seasons?
I don't know, dude, but that dude's hot as fuck, dude. If I was ever gonna sleep with a guy, it'd be him.
Definitely be him.
All right. Well, so we got to Dubai and it was cool. They set us up in like hotels. They bought us flights. There was free food everywhere. And then like 2 days before the event,
so
they sat
pretty
us all
good.
down. Yeah, it was cool. It was awesome.
Really
they sat us all down and they did like a 2-hour, maybe an hour, whatever. And they went through all the rules of the event. We're like, all right, great. This sounds like it's gonna be a very professionally run event. Number one rule was always listen to your judge. And we're like, all right, sounds great. And then they explained the point structure, which is always nice. Just knowing what you're going to get points for and what you're going to get docked for going into the event.
Another big part of it that they included is you have to really accept their culture and be respectful of their culture.
Yes. So, they explained it all like pretty good. And we're like, all right, like sounds good. We went out, we started competing on like 2 days later. And it was pretty cool. Like it was the way they set it all up. It was each station had 3 separate sections to it. As you make it through the obstacle, I guess you got 5 points for each of like the small stations. So 5, 10, 15 for the 3, and then you hit a buzzer at the end. That's another 5. So it's 20 points per station. You had 10 minutes to get it done. So it's pretty simple, like how they were going to do scoring. And then there were some bonus points in there, which is a little confusing, but Overall, it was good. And we started out not so good. Our first event, like the first part of the first event was like this weird thing where we had to like move these like bars across this water. And it's weird to explain, but basically we got like off center. So we're all just screaming.
It was devastating.
Yeah, we're all screaming at each other, and we're probably 10 seconds into this thing. So we're like, there's 5 of us on this like contraption trying to move it across the water, and it got completely sideways. So at this point, it's just like not
was that the event where I saw somebody from your team has to stay behind, and it's almost like a sled push. So you're pushing like a tread, and by pushing the tread, that's like no.
This was like metal things that were, imagine like the frame of a bed. See this frame posts imagine if those things had like squares, metals all around them, and they're separated and they're held on by ropes, and they're hanging on top of steel bars that move laterally. You'd have to go bump, 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 bump. And we did it, and we torqued one of them. So now it was on an angle, and you couldn't move it at an angle because it would press up against the metal. And we were really having a hard time syncing up to get it straight again. And everyone was talking, and it's just like it became this rigmarole. We got our ass handed to us in the first one.
Yeah, but we made it through, which meant that we got the points. And then we had another kind of hiccup on the next one, but we made it through, got another like 20 points, and like we kind of started hitting our stride. I felt like there was one. And it was basically like you had 10 minutes to get it done. You had a 10-minute break to kind of brief the next one, the next like obstacle, or like 3 parts of the obstacle. And I felt like we did great. Like there were 7 different like stations essentially, and we made it through 6 of the 7. One of them we ran out of time. And overall, like I was like, we were pretty pumped, and we finished the event. We walked around, we started talking to other teams, and it was pretty obvious there was 2 teams that probably beat us. But besides that, like the other teams, like most of them didn't, they failed at least 2, maybe 3 of the like stations of the 7. So we're like, oh, sweet. We're definitely in the top 4, which advances on to like the finals.
Now, from what I saw, guys, I was watching it on YouTube, and the last station, I don't know if you want to call it, was like an orange backpack strap, let's call it. And you had to pull yourself. Body weight was trying to pull you down. They had it at you were tied to the top, and coming into that station, based upon what the announcer said, you guys were 4 minutes behind the London team, and the London team was already at that. They were pulling themselves forward, but they all couldn't hit the button right at the end. 4 minutes later, you guys came through. They were ahead by 4 minutes. You started and then got to the end and then finished before that whole crew. So that last station was that the final thing where you were saying, hey, we finished 2 or 3 ahead? Because at that one, it looked like you finished first. Or 2 or 3 behind the first group.
No, this is where the discrepancies started. It's just like, so long story short, these people very clearly, there's rules to every segment, and you have to accomplish them within the rules to continue to move forward. And as Cole said earlier, there's this situation where you had the judge had final say. Now, the judge, when they say they have final say, are able to stop you in the moment to have you go back for failing something so you could continue on and continue to do it properly.
Which happens
multiple times.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's like part of a sport. It's like, hey, guys, like foul, go back to the 5-yard line, redo it again. It's been in all sports.
You dropped the sandbag back 10 meters.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do this thing over again. Now, the thing that got to be really difficult is like you're moving to win. So you're moving unencumbered and uninhibited by anything unless the judge tells you to go back. Like your goal is to get to the finish line on this thing no matter what. Now these judges have the final say, and they were able to always, pull us back. And we were finishing these things at a pretty dominant pace, and the judges weren't saying anything. And when they didn't say anything, we assumed that we were in the right because we'd already been called back multiple times. So
keep going until you hear the whistle, the foul.
Yeah,
exactly. It's pretty much been standard across all sports as far as it goes. Like, you just listen, you keep on moving unless the referee says otherwise. And like I was just watching the Maradona documentary, the soccer guy who ended up winning the World Cup for Argentina, and he handballed it in technically, but the judge never said anything, so they got the point, moved on to the next round. They won the World Cup. We assume the same exact thing. Whatever we did, as long as the judge didn't say it, we're good. They fucked us.
Yeah.
They fucked us multiple times. Go ahead.
Essentially, the scores came out like the next day, and we found out we finished in 12th place. And we looked at the scores, and we're like, yeah, if we just tally up like the amount of points we got based on this point structure they gave us prior to the event, we should have had 40 more points, and we should have been in the finals. And we're just like, all right, this doesn't add up. So we start messaging everyone. No one gets back to us. Eventually, the next day, because we have 2 days until the finals, we try to talk to someone. Takes forever. And then eventually we are able to talk to someone, and they essentially just tell us, like, after going back and forth for a while, they're like, yeah, you guys got penalized for taking your straps off in that one obstacle that you were talking about where we were bungeed in, even though the judge who you're supposed to listen to told us it's okay. And we're like, all right,
you still had straps around like a bungee thing around your waist.
Yeah.
So you're still technically in the strap.
Yeah, and we were told it was okay, and we're like, all right, like seems good. And then, but that was only that should only docked us 10 points when there was a 40-point discrepancy. So basically, and they were like, yeah, we don't know where those other 30 points are, but because of this, you're now out of the top 4, so just leave. So essentially, but the dude was like, he was nice, but he also he told us basically straight up, I understand, like, this is not fair. You guys should be getting these points, but there's nothing I can do. We already released the points. We don't want to go back on it and look bad. So they screwed us.
The one thing I've recognized after all these years of doing professional sports and then TV sports is that the showrunners don't give a fuck about the sport. They give a shit about like the views and like the post editing.
Yeah.
And like, they don't give a shit. Like, these people are just moving things forward. Like, to them, it's a video game. Like, you're just a player on it. It doesn't matter if things happen unfairly. You just you're a player on the board. And I remember, like, as soon as this guy told us that, I walked away. The rest of the team stayed to argue because I just recognized these people don't value you. I will say the entirety of this games, like, I don't want to diminish the people that did well and did, like, went on. Like, I think the Danish team did amazing. I think Brisbane did amazing. I value those people and I celebrate those people. I just, my issue comes from the aspect that we weren't even given the chance to compete against these guys in the finals. So I'm not saying we would have beat them. I'm just saying I would like to have participated against them. So I personally will not go back and compete at the government games. I think they have a lot of money. They have a very low level of professionalism. And in that country, from what I've understood, it just seems that they throw money at everything until, the job is done or, people are tired of paying attention. And, it was a very weird culture dynamic over there. And, they probably knew. They said actually that they were worried about me coming out there in the initial stage. Like, when Rasmus heard that, they heard that Rasmus had put me on the team, they're like, oh, just make sure Hunter doesn't say anything bad. I'm saying it now. You guys fucking suck. And, and I don't think you know what the fuck you're doing. And I don't really care that you bought me a ticket out there. I care that you fucked me when I got there. Like, I'm a big boy. I can pay for my own stuff. What I can't do is waste my time, and you wasted my time. And I drank a lot of beer afterwards, and I had a great time. I love my team. I love every athlete that showed up, but I don't think anybody was able to show up for an event that was really at the level of caliber of athletes that you invited out there, even though I do celebrate the people that succeeded. So I feel bad that I even like coaxed people like Cole and all these other guys onto my team and got them to train so hard. And then we got there and it was kind of just a circus. Like, I think I could have competed better at a circus down the could at the GoRuck Games. But, just hear this out there. And if you find me, I'll be the first to let you know again.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat about it. I think they're probably going to invite people back again next year. And I would say, if you've never been to Dubai, take the free ticket. Don't train for it at all.
Should go.
And enjoy your time, but just know it's not going to be fair whatsoever.
Yeah, have the expectation that the points are like, whose line is it anyway? They'll award people that don't necessarily need the points or deserve the points, but it's like everyone gets 1,000 points, and then we're going to choose who succeeds and who goes forward. And the points are just really a facade and don't really matter.
Exactly. Yeah. And we were one of the only teams who actually trained for this and like showed up prepared. So it was like that was more frustrating because we're like, we literally
That's the most embarrassing thing.
Yeah.
Like we spent so much time going to obstacle courses and busting our ass. I don't think we would have beat the Danish team. I'm being honest.
I don't think so. No, but I think we would have been top 3. I think we could have gotten second place.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you know, there's some freaking savages out there. It was awesome. But damn, let me tell you, that was one cush vacation. That was great.
Yeah.
Free flights, vacation. It was good. We lived a damn good life. Tell me about what you've been up to since then. I know that you're trying to stay in shape. Your next upcoming event is GoRuck. I heard that you're training a lot of karate.
Wait. One point in here, because I don't think that we've had Cole on since it has happened, and I've seen Battle Bunker Instagram shout you out, but let's hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Cole, what'd you do to that course record at Battle Bunker?
Yeah, I guess prior to a couple months ago, I was on the show, and I said I was gonna break the course record.
Yeah,
which I did. Won $5,000, so that was awesome. Yeah. Someone ended up breaking the record, but they changed the sandbags out, so I don't really count it.
You hold the OG record. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So I think people are going to come out and break the record for sure again this year. So I'm excited to see like what happens there. But I would say the biggest thing I've been working on right now is actually this morning is we got the Battle Bunker pipeline. So that opens up in I think 3 or 4 days. So it's going to be the 3 open workouts that you do on your own. Submit those, which top 21 athletes go on to the regionals, which it sounds like it just got announced for the West Coast. It's going to be in San Antonio in June. So I just met up with Jake the Snake this morning, and we did
Jake the Snake, the reptile king.
And we hit the 5 minutes to get a 3-rep back squat and 3-rep max strict press. So I was pretty happy about that. I hit 337 pounds for the back squat and felt like I was about to pass out in the last rep. I was like right on the cusp there, and then went straight into the strict press and hit 150, which I'm really bad at strict pressing, but that was only 5 pounds off my PR, and I hit it for 3. So pretty pumped. 487 pounds total, and I beat Jake by 15 pounds, so it was good.
Really? What Jake got on the strict press?
So Jake hit what did he hit? He hit 307 for the squat, and then he hit, I think 165? Is that 165 for 3-rep strict press.
That's not bad.
But he was not like I was in bad shape after both of the lifts, and he was like he was probably like at a 9 out of 10 effort, and I was at a 10 out of 10 effort. I think on the back squat, exactly. I think he had another 10 pounds on the squat because it was still moving pretty good. And I, at one point, thought I was going to have to dump it on the 3rd rep. And the same thing on the strict press. So, yeah. So I did that. And then last week we did the first workout, which was the 30-20-10 of thrusters and burpees over the dumbbells. So we did that last week.
You guys are both really good hybrid athletes, but I worry. I'm not worried, but if this is as big as it can be, there's some good hybrid athletes out there that there's some CrossFitters that are going to get some really good strength supersets, some really good workout 2s. And if they have guts and they do the mile run quickly, I would hate to see you not make it.
I don't think it's going to be that. I think the people with these big, obviously 337 on back squat, it's not insane. The people are going to be doing over 400 pounds for 3 reps, and a lot of people can do that. But
Cole, is that the virtual the buy-in? You have to submit your scores for back squat, overhead press, and 1 mile, and then based upon submission of those videos, they go through all right, here's the top 15 people for that did the most weight.
Yes. So then after you do the 3 workouts, submit it, then the top 21 get to go to the regionals. So I think I'm in good shape. I only have the mile to do next. So if I can go sub 5 on the mile, I think those 3 scores, I would be shocked if 21 other people can beat me on the West Coast.
That really beastly dude that guy who's like can deadlift like 550 and used to be a sub 4-minute miler. The guy who's like showed up to a couple HYROX.
Anas, yeah.
Yeah, he wants to do the mile with me on Monday.
Oh, really?
We could save it for Tuesday, but I don't know if you're gonna feel like shit getting out of the car.
Is that what that CrossFitter you're talking about? Is that the guy that they versed you at HYROX? They were doing it as a doubles, and you did it as an individual, and they beat you by a second by putting their arm out, so you couldn't get up the ramp.
No, this guy he used to be a sub 4-minute miler. I think he ran for Nike or something. I don't know. He was a freak. Cole, you've been gone for like a minute. I don't know what happened to you. You froze.
Uh-oh.
Cole.
Zoom freeze.
You're telling me with that $5,000 that you won, you couldn't afford good internet? He'll probably have to drop out and come back in.
Yeah.
I'll test 2 of those workouts. I'll probably pound through the strength superset too. I think if I had to guess, I'll probably hit 325 to 345 on the back squat, and I'll hit maybe 185 on the strict press. So I'll be around 500 plus pounds. That's gonna suck though. What can you back squat?
Are you just submitting it just to see how you would rank within the thing?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to.
Obviously, isn't good for a race director to be competing.
I mean, I created these things, so like I think it's good for me to. I've tested them all individually. I just don't know where I am at this week.
Gotcha.
You know, the reason why I created these workouts is because I wanted it to be simple. Like, I really don't like some of the complexity that's in some of these really intense CrossFit workouts. I wanted it to be simple so that everyone could participate. And then the next layer where
it's kind of like an intro or a beefed up or kind of what you did for OCR Star season 2. It was 3 or 4 different things. You have something for the OCR hardcore runners. So the group mile time trials, and then you had the gripper or whatever to more strength based athlete. Yeah.
Yep. Cole. Cole, yes. How is your internet such dog shit? Like, I'm the one who lives in the woods.
Wait, do I hear dial-up?
It sounds like it. Are you uploading your OnlyFans pictures? Because that's probably what's messing with you.
One sec. Look at my laptop.
But yeah, the second layer of this thing is going to be really extreme. I just sent over the workouts again to Austin about the regional ones, and they're fun. And then at the championship level, it's just going to be nuts. Like, I think that's where like the really cool sports documentary stuff comes out of, like, you know, finding the toughest athletes on the planet. Because we're finding
for the finals. That's not it's the finals of the qualification, and then if you make it to finals and qualify, then you're in.
I'm talking finals. When I say finals, I mean the games in October, like you went to last time.
Oh, okay, all right. So it gets you into the event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the girls' field is going to be really dangerous this year. It'll be exciting.
Is Megan Jacoby like #1 female athlete for? Let's remove him and add him. There we go.
Cole. God.
Bruh.
I don't know what's going on with you, Cole. Well, I had so many things I really wanted to talk to Cole about, but I think,
buddy,
you know, he's probably been streaming too much junk. How do you feel about motorcycles?
I like watching them. I feel I've rode a dirt bike, but I've never driven like an actual motorcycle. I feel it's what do you call them?
Dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous. In the insurance world, they're called organ donors.
Well, I think I'm going to buy.
Pretty much become an organ donor.
I think I'm going to buy an adventure bike. I'm not going to use it for like main roads. I'm just going to use it.
An adventure bike.
Type in T7 motorcycle.
Ooh, hang on.
Just bump Cole.
I did this streaming.
There we go.
Cole, you're kind of back. No. He's gone again.
T7?
T7 motorcycle. Type in that. Well, I think between your bad service and your fiance doing the dishes in the background, you've taken the show from like an exciting experience to dog shit.
So wait, you can hear her, but you can't hear me?
I can hear the
now
tinging.
you're slowly starting to come back together, but before your image was just freeze framed and it sounded like someone smashing pots in the background.
Okay, well, I think she's almost done. I'm done. Can you hear me now?
Wouldn't want to interfere with your guys' day. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right, I got your T7.
Let's see here. Come on, baby. Show it to us right there. Yes. Yeah.
This guy. So it's like a glorified dirt bike.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking at getting. I think I'm going to get one of these things for the cabin, and I'm just going to live in the woods for a while.
That looks terrifying.
Mm-hmm. You got a nice little hill to run at the back.
Yeah, I like that one right there, dude. The Sover Sky T73 fat tire. That's what you should be riding around San Diego, Cole.
Yeah.
This guy?
Yeah.
Like electric scooter?
That's what Cole should be riding around San Diego. That's what I feel like. If you could work full-time for Builder and go to gyms driving that thing, I'd be stoked.
That thing is awesome. Yeah, definitely get hit.
Yep. But yeah, I'm looking at getting this motorcycle. I think I just want to spend more time in the woods. I'm gonna ride around bare-chested, let the sun hit my bod. Tell us about what's going on next. I know you've got the GoRuck Games, and I was at first kind of worried for you at the GoRuck Games because I was planning on competing, but then I decided to drop out recently, so you don't have that. So now I think your odds are a lot better. And now that I've been doing research and that number 3 guy Mac is like in like Uruguay taking pictures with his fans. And Kempson, who I thought was going to be considered a threat, sounds like he's going on vacation all the time. And then
what's the reason for not competing in the GoRucks this year, Hunt?
Do you want the PG version or you want the rated R version?
Let's start with the PG.
I'm busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we get a PG-13 and maybe one more sentence?
I really thought about it, and I think Cole is going to be a threat, but then at the same time, I thought about myself. I said, I consider the success of my career is based off of sitting on an airplane next to somebody who's never met me. And they say, what do you do for a living? And I say, I compete wearing a backpack at a beach doing push-ups, and I wrestle dudes sometimes. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, I don't think that there's an arc of a future of my career or my life by going to the GoRuck Games again. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not something another feather that I need in my hat. It's already been there, done that kind of thing. And it's like part of the reason why I wanted to go paddle at the Olympics was because it would be something that was fantastic. It's just like another incredible chapter of a life. I've already done the GoRuck thing, and I think that it's still an amazing event, but it's just not something that I need to do again. So that's my PG-13 version.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Wait, can you hear me now?
You're back.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So next up is GoRuck, 3.5 weeks. And it's different too from last year. I get what you're saying, like the whole backpack thing, but I think you'd also explain it in like a way cooler way by saying it's a military competition where they basically you don't know what you're getting into, and they're just gonna keep throwing events at you until at the end there's 2 guys standing and you have to wrestle, and the winner gets $15,000. It's like, I don't know, sounds pretty cool. And
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Is that why you've been hitting the BJJ Bridges? I can't even say it.
Yeah.
It's like
shots. Yeah, I got jiu-jitsu tonight, and then on Tuesday I'm heading up to the Hunter's Cabin for a bit to start to kind of just like finish up this like training for GoRuck Games. And he said we're gonna go to the field and we're gonna wrestle a bunch, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach him how to fight like a man.
Yeah, so a bunch of that, but yeah, like GoRuck Games has been the focus for the like last like 4 to 5 months. Government games were just kind of like a little thing like that just kind of came up, but the GoRuck Games has always been the focus. So now I'm just basically like, there's going to be 15 athletes invited, and they sent us a gear list, and it basically is going to be, we start at Friday. We start on April 22nd or something, so in a couple weeks. And we start on Friday at 4 p.m. and the competition ends Sunday at 3 p.m. And essentially what they told us is like, bring a sleeping bag, bring a like a tent,
sleeping bag.
Yeah. So like, we're not going to be like, they said no hotels. So like last year, what happened is like, we'd go home, we'd come back the next day, and it was a 2-day event, and they'd throw like a bunch of events at us. And at the end of this, it went down from 40 athletes down to 8 athletes into a single elimination bracket to find the eventual like winner. So this year it's going to be 15 athletes, and it sounds like it's going to be 2 days of 15 athletes after, and they're going to be throwing like probably just like a bunch of like endurance events. Like I'm guessing we're going to be rucking for, you know, it could be up to 40 miles. Like, I don't know what Hunter thinks, but I think it's going to be a long time with like 45 pounds.
Just like last year, you don't know what you're actually going to do probably till day of. They just gave you a list of supplies, and then from the list of supplies, you could probably, or could you figure out from the list of supplies, like, okay, this is what, based upon what we have here, is probably what we're going to be doing? Oh no, he froze again.
Water, bring like some cash, like bring like a bunch of stuff. So I think like very long things to begin with, and then on Sunday, the last day, it's going to bring them down to 8 people, and then single elimination, like just shorter events, high intensity.
That was such an interesting. That was such an interesting story. We heard almost none of it.
Perfect.
Your cell phone, your service is perfect again.
All right.
I'm assuming that based on last year, you know, they succeeded in putting on an event. Now I'm assuming they're going to try to cater it more towards like their products and their clothing and their storyline. So if I had to guess, like, yeah, you're going to have to, if you want to just understand what they're going to do, go on their website, look at their workout material, look up some of the pinnacle things that like are at GoRuck's ethos. And I think you're going to have to do more of that stuff. And it's going to be more of like a last man standing rather than the best man standing kind of thing. You know, it's going to be a combination of the two, which is interesting, an interesting storyline to tell. You know, Death Race by Spartan Race used to do that all the time, and it was pretty fun to watch. Never participated in it. I have no need to do that again.
And the one event from last year that I remember them highlighting was just the outlast kind of seemed like for the event, and it was, I don't know what the men's or the women's were, but just hold the sandbag above your head, and no matter how bad your shoulders are hurting, all you have to do is hold it, you know, for 1 second longer than the guy next to you. Yeah. What was the weight on that, Hunter?
100.
Holy! I think it was 80. Was it 80 or 100?
Well, no,
it was something.
No pounds. I just know I won.
Yeah. So let's get into the trash talk here, because working out's lame. Like, who are you really headhunting? I know there's a lot of Instagram influencers coming. Like, do you plan on just bashing them in?
I think the only threat I think there is going to be, I was gonna say Brent, but now he's backing out. So if you sponsor Brent, I think he's the only threat there. The other guys, if you basically go down the line, you were first last year, you're not going this year. You have Jared Newby, all he can do is endurance. So when it comes to the short stuff, he's going to be done. You got, I think the other big person is going to be Austin Azar. I think he's like solid. He's got a good endurance and he's like strong, can do like shorter events. But there's the twins, the Miraglia brothers who are going to come out and they're going to get dead last in every single event. So
yeah, let's hear the trash talk, baby. Come on. Deadbeats.
I don't think either of those guys have competed in the last 3 to 5 years. And when they did, I didn't see anything impressive over a 10 to 15 minute time span. So they're screwed. Like, I don't think they understand what they're getting into. But that's going to be hilarious to watch.
What about Ryland?
They seem to have a really big hard on for all these like old, like vintage CrossFit Games athletes. And they're trying to invite these guys, expecting them to do well. And I was like, in their prime, they were respectable, savage, and hard to beat. Now, you take almost anybody 5 to 8 years removed from their sport, like, that's going to be a sad story. Like, can you imagine some of those CrossFitters in their prime even trying to do that at that half marathon last year versus 8 years later trying to do that half marathon with a backpack on?
Oh, it's not going to go well. And this year it's going to be like, it sounds like it's going to be a lot longer, and it sounds like we might be doing some stuff overnight because they did tell us to bring multiple headlamps. So there's that.
It's the last thing I would want to fucking do.
Yeah, well, I want them to be like last year, where it's just like, hey, show up, do these events, go home, come back the next day, do some more events, and then we'll do like a single elimination bracket. And I was like, that sounds great. I don't like the way they're setting it up this year, but I'm already committed, and yeah, I've been just doing a ton of endurance to get ready for it, so I should be set.
Did you know based upon signing up, you've also signed up for one of the branches of the military? You just didn't know it. That was.
I would not be surprised.
They walk you straight into a recruiting center afterwards.
And sign here.
Exactly.
No, I think you'll do tremendously well. You know, there's always going to be some fit and tough dudes. Is VJ going?
No, Ryland's going, and he definitely has the most fitness, like, of anyone. That's for sure. Like, as far as like, I don't really know what his like very, very long endurance is, but if you give him like, 5 miles with a backpack on, like, he'll beat everyone. So yeah,
he was
like
one of the first ones in for the Ruck run for the first event for Battle Bunker last year.
He crushed it, and he's great at those events. But he, you saw him in event 2 when he had to do the sandbag cleans and stuff. He was failing reps and stuff. So it's going to be interesting because that event 2 of Battle Bunker last year, which we were doing cleans and front squats with a 100-pound sandbag, that's going to be more similar to the finals, the last day of GoRuck Games. So I think he's going to be up there in the beginning. I think he's going to be a top 8 guy. I think Jared Newby's going to be a top 8 guy. Austin, Brent, if he ends up showing up, he's going to be a top 8 guy. We'll see what Matt is a question mark at this point. And then whoever else they decide to bring out, which I don't think it'd be tough to bring someone out who would do really well.
So speak about these fit-fluencers.
Let's hear some trash about those boys.
Yeah, great. You have 100,000 in following and you got the showcase muscles, but what are you doing behind the scenes, that are fueling those showcase muscles? Or is it all hype, or can they actually lift?
I call those boys likes and hikes. They like to take pictures where they get lots of likes, and then they go take like really kind of like scenic workout pictures. Like, hey guys, I'm on this trail, just did this hard run. Where in reality, they probably drove with their car all the way up 90% and then hiked the last piece, and then like took like a sweaty picture and like in a weight vest. They're like Fitfluence. They're like getting it, like grind every day. David Goggins, and they're fucked.
Lifestyle.
I hope people like that show up. Like, they haven't sent out like who's coming, so we don't really know. But if they do end up showing up, this is like not the event that you want to show up for if you're not prepared. Like, yes, you can show up to a HYROX. Like, we had the HYROX Invitational a couple years ago where like they invited out some people, and some people finished very slowly, but like max that's going to take you is an hour and a half. This event, you might be suffering for like 2 days. So like, don't show up if you're prepared. Yeah. Essentially.
Nobody really dropped out last year of GoRuck Games, though.
Didn't Cody Anderson drop out after the
pull-ups?
Yeah, I think it was after the pull-ups. I think he had like an injury after like that 12-mile the Ruck with 45 pounds.
He's like, this is the first time I've ever run in my entire life, and it hurt me.
Yeah, because I thought he might actually be pretty good. I was kind of worried about him going into it because I was like, CrossFit Games athlete, could be pretty solid. And then on the out and back, when we were doing the 12-mile Ruck, which was terrible. That was like the most mentally like tough moment ever. Just like keep running. You can't see the end of the beach. But once we turned around and we could start seeing the people who were behind us as we were going, he was pretty far back. And I think he looked like he was suffering pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good guy though. He got third in the pull-ups, I think.
Yeah. Oh, who won that event? I can't remember.
Not worth remembering.
Yeah.
Was it
worth remembering?
Was it a max strict pull-up event?
With 20 pounds, like a 20-pound vest. So
could you kip?
I think you got 29.
Yeah, I got 20. No kip. Strict 29 pull-ups.
Mr. Python's over here.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. So I'm hoping for more events like that. Like, hey, and I think there will be. I think we're gonna do 2 minutes max hand release push-ups. Is what they said is kind of like one of their like standards. So I think we're gonna do that. Like, Hunter, what could you do in that?
Max hand release push-ups?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Maybe 70 to 80.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because I just tested it and I went 72.
Hand release push-ups are tough though, and if they're good on your on judging, it's probably gonna be lower than that. Like you probably got to score a 65 really, and you gotten like 7 no reps, including myself. I'm not trying to say you're bad at push-ups, but it's one of those kind of things where everybody likes to always short change things. And then the other part about it is if you're doing hand release push-ups, just drop yourself out. Drop yourself out. Like just drop out. And for somebody who's got a longer arms than I do, it's just so shitty though. Like I remember when we were at the Spartan Games and we were doing like all these push-ups and pull-ups and stuff for the tests. Like I watched some of the film afterwards and you could see so many terrible no reps, just like god awful. And so it depends on who your judge is more than anything in those kind of workouts.
Yeah, I agree. But I think that's going to be one. And then we're going to do the 1 mile for time is what I also heard. 1 mile for time with 100 pounds, which was what we did last year. I think, what was your time on that last year? Was that like 7:30 you hit?
I think it was 7:02.
7:02 for 1 mile with 100 pounds. That's fast.
Yeah. Wow. Tom Hogan said you look bored. Yeah. Hey, Hogan, why don't you stop being a bitch and log in? Because you were supposed to have – Hogan's been bailing on phone calls with me.
I gave him the link. I gave him both the link to his 2 new emails. Or to the one
Hogan, we're giving you new emails and you don't even want to show up.
I give you the function. Come on, Tom.
Is Hogan doing Battle Bunker this year?
I don't know that he's strong enough.
But he's got to work. He's got to work. I'm tired of Hogan always going on these vacations where he likes to go work out and stuff. I'm like, that's not what we do anymore, Hogan. Hogan and I came up with an agreement, and I said, Hogan, I will race for the next 2 years if you work for the company for the next 2 years. So we made the deal.
I want to compete against Hogan and something else again because we're 1-1 against each other.
Hogan would destroy you. Hogan
in HYROX, yes.
Even in Battle Bunker, dude. Hogan?
No, he wouldn't.
Dude, you know that like old lion that should be dead, yet no one can kill him yet? That's Hogan.
He would beat me in like the running event. That's it.
Yes. But and everything else. I don't know why. He's just a tough old brat.
I don't know. The first time I met him at HYROX Madrid, and I passed him on the burpee broad jumps, and I never saw him again.
He probably was doing deadlifts with the sled after he was done with it. He probably just got some extra reps in because he wanted to get an extra pump.
That makes sense.
So let's talk about HYROX, by the way. You are one of the few people that trained with me privately between me even announcing that I was coming back to HYROX. And people were saying all these things. Hunter's washed up. He could never come back. All these kind of things. What was your honest interpretation of what you guessed I was going to do by the time I came back?
Oh, I thought you were going to go 54 like what you did. It was pretty obvious. Like I've done workouts. So I've done workouts with like Ryan Kent before, like HYROX simulations when it's just like me and him. And it's like, and I was probably in like the same shape I was in when I would like do a workout with him and you were basically like 2 weeks out of like finishing with the boat, and you were already like beating me on run workouts, and like in the gym you were like, you're doing, what did we do? We did like a ski erg pull-up workout, and you did pretty good on that one. And then it was just like everything we were doing in the gym, I was like impressed with how you were moving after just doing the boat for so long. So I was like, once you get like 1 more month of this, which I think you got like 2 more months of like training, I knew you were going to go like 54. I knew it was going to be like no one was going to be even close to you. It was pretty obvious.
So what do you say based on all these interpretations that all the like since I've set that record, there's all these people who are like, oh, it was just the course and like, you can't compete and everything like that. Do you think this is a true 54? Because I did a 54 and then Megiddo a week later, who everyone considers to be the new messiah of HYROX, he finished 5 minutes slower than me.
I think on the perfect course, like on the fastest course ever, it probably would have been like a 52.5. And then on the slowest course ever, I think your 54 would have been like a 56.5. So I would say there's like probably 2 minutes on each side, which either way you put it, it still puts you as the fastest. So I don't think anyone can really like argue that it was like, yes, it might have been like kind of a fast course, but there's faster courses. I think the HYROX Madrid course that I did in like a year and a half ago, I think that one was faster.
Mufasa, the old lion that won't die. Oh, things just got juicy.
I had to go get a hat. I was going to jump on, but then I saw there was like a dress code.
100%.
Yeah, there is, baby.
I have to go get one.
Oof, that'll be tight. Okay.
Very on the phone in the middle of this.
Well, I'm getting text messages because I recognized you came on and I'm supposed to leave here in 5 minutes. But since you showed up here, I'm extending things. Tom, we were talking about how you're just probably the toughest old goat in town.
I heard it.
Yeah, I don't think you can beat me in Battle Bunker. So are you doing the 3 qualifying workouts right now?
What's Battle Bunker?
Thanks.
Solid.
Thanks.
Solid.
That was the only answer you could have said that would impress me. Very nice. Very nice. What do you think you could squat and shoulder press? I don't think Tom's ever done a squat in his entire life.
Like probably body weight. That's about it. I don't do any squatting.
That's impressive.
I could probably shoulder press more than I can squat.
If Hogan goes in cold and just out shoulder presses you, Cole, I know 110% that he can beat you on all the rest of the Battle Bunker workouts.
Like, shoulder press is my worst movement. It's my worst movement, but I went like double his body weight on the squat. So that's
because you have no deltoids. If you look, it just goes trap straight into triceps.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like when I go like overhead, I think it's just because I broke this, so it doesn't lock out as easily.
So you're telling me if I give you a 100-pound dumbbell on the opposite arm, you could just hit it all day?
All day.
I like that about you.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah.
So Tom, are you gonna do the burpee, the thruster burpee workout? I want to see you do that one.
Yeah, I'd like to look at that one. I'll do that one. I'll do the run.
Yeah.
Can I substitute someone in for the squats? Ryan, do you want to do the squats for me?
If I were you, I'd put Dina in a wig and a shirt that says Tom and have her do the workout for you. She'll probably beat you.
She would beat me on the squats.
I'm not going to lie at all.
100%. No point in lying there.
Tom, do you want to take my place at the GoRuck Games?
Why, you're not going?
No, I dropped out. We had an agreement, Tom. I would compete in HYROX.
When is GoRuck?
A couple weeks.
No.
Any chance you're going to come over for training camp at least? And Cole's frozen again.
Not looking likely.
Look how cute Cole is with his frozen heads all the time.
I got to run a business over here.
It's very true. In closing notes, I'm offering this to anybody who's on this call. We're going to do Ironman Copenhagen in 2023. That was a year ago. I can't go back in time. How cool of a fucking info drum drop would that be if I told you guys I could go back in time? No, if you guys want, I can get us tickets to do Ironman, but you have to say yes right now. There's no backing out.
No.
It has to be individual, or can it be like a relay?
Individual. What are you talking about?
Being there, that's hell.
You don't want to do it?
You talking the full thing or the 70.9 like Parker's doing this weekend?
No, full thing. We're grown-ass men. We're grown-ass men. We don't do half things. We do full things.
We don't half-ass it. We whole-ass one thing.
When is it?
I'm on it right now. Hang on. Sponsored by Qatar Airways. August 20th, 2023.
It's sponsored by Qatar Airways?
Yeah. Qatar Airways presents Ironman Copenhagen.
So
Copenhagen, Denmark, August 20, 2023. Here, let me we'll pull it up on screen. In August. What happens if you don't really know how to swim and you can make it one length? Do I have a chance?
You drown and die.
You do die. Here's what I'm planning on doing. I'm gonna get done with HYROX. I'm gonna go hiking for like a week or something, and I actually have too much work to do. But I'll probably take a little bit of time off, and then I'm already in great biking and running shape. So all I have to do is just get into the pool a couple times. And what was your best time? 9:52.
Yeah.
I'll beat that this time.
Yeah, you did one.
You won't beat that.
You
Dana said you didn't even beat her time.
Listen. That's all you guys did. I showed up with limited information. What was your first?
Pretty much at all.
Dina, what was your first Ironman time?
My first?
Yeah.
11:55.
11:55.
Whooped it, Dina. Whooped it. What about yours? What was your first ever time, Tom?
That was my first one.
You did 9:52 the first one?
Yeah.
And what was your second one?
9:55.
Oh, wow. So you just got worse with time.
It got worse. I knew what was coming the second time. First time I was a bit green and I just went into it. But the second time I knew the pain that was about to arrive. So I was slower.
Hey, how hard is it? Or I guess what's the kind of unknown factor? Because I've heard a couple stories of just like battling in the water. If you are even close to someone, they potentially like can pull you down, and then you're got to deal with kind of fighting in the water. Does any of that happen?
At the start,
where like punching people and what happens if I put enough space? Like, hey, just go. I'm just trying to finish here.
It's only at the start. Everyone just spreads out after like 200 or 300 meters, and then you get your own space to swim then. The big thing with Ironman is, and I said it to Hunter last time, it's an eating competition. Whoever can eat the best is going to do the best.
I think the thing that is my biggest issue is I just didn't train on the bike enough in that position, because I have a bad back from years ago, and that back problem came out 110% in the middle of my Ironman. Like, to this day, I'm still not fully recovered from my back in that Ironman.
You didn't practice the hunched over position.
So I'm trying to see if I can start negotiating into getting myself a bike again this year. So I'm going to start the process early, and I'm going to show up and whoop the shit out of your time, Tom, because I'm a grown-ass man and I handle my business.
If Cole and Bruce Wayne are in, I'll do it.
And by that time, dude, our company will have at least 4 products in hand, and I'll be carrying the containers on me at all times, just pouring it all over myself and showing that you can completely survive an Ironman off of Builder.
No food, no solid food, just our own products. That's what we should do.
Look at Cole frozen. Look at Cole frozen right now while drinking Builder. Do you see? Look at this beautiful boy drinking Builder.
Cole, are you doing the Ironman?
He's on dial-up internet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a total beginner as far as like the thing that freaks me out the most is the swim. And I know it's the least distance, but like I was signed up in 2020 and just got to the gym and it was at our local YMCA, and I made it one stripe down, not a down and back. It wasn't Olympic length, but it was like I had sprinted 100 meters and I was like out of breath. I was flopping.
A wetsuit makes swimming easier.
Okay.
It makes you float. So
can I float on my back?
Yeah, you just roll over. You can.
Yeah.
So you're in.
At least show up and party. Cole's been such a fundamental part of this conversation. I don't know what we would do without him.
Can he even hear what we're saying?
I don't know how somebody could have such bad internet. He's in San Diego. It's like a tech hub and the military. I know. It's interesting, dude. This training camp, I'm basically going to be all by myself. Cole has all these responsibilities. He's getting married, all this kind of nonsensory. Brent's bailing. I've got Kyle for a second. You've got to run a business. It's just Big Daddy out here. putting in work.
I'm not sure that counts as training camp anymore. Then
Tom,
it's not training camp anymore. It's just hunter camp.
Yeah. Tommy said, "Well, just show up." Well, this is also in Copenhagen. This isn't just like I'm going to drive 5 hours and.
Well, no. By then, we're going to have a builder bus where it's just going to be supplements driving through the countryside. I guess you can buy vans in Ireland for like $2. So I'm excited about it. 2 potatoes. I wanted to have have the A-team vibe, so it's like really hardcore, but also a little bit sketchy.
We can find that.
So, could you bring up the A-team van? Or no, bring up the van from no, not A-team. Bring up the van from Old School.
In blue.
Yeah. If you can help me find this van, we'll leave on this note. If you can help me find this van, we're in business forever. Like, I think we basically.
Cole doing the Ironman first.
What?
Can you hear us? Is Cole doing this Ironman? Yes or no?
Cole.
No.
Why?
That doesn't sound fun at all.
It's not meant to be fun. It's meant to be just bros coming together and doing shit that's just over the top.
Yeah, but we're not gonna be hanging out. We're gonna be like competing. We're not even gonna see each other.
It's the before and the after. It's not the during.
This is like going like a camping trip or something.
We'll do that too. Hold on, wait for it. This image is coming. It's taking a really long time. I think it's this guy. That one right there.
It's a 1979 Dodge van, Old School from 2003.
Yeah, Tom, if you can get me that with some flames on the side.
There's one there with flames on it, isn't it? No?
Yeah. And then if we do well enough, I'll get one here for the States too.
This is what we're going to travel around Europe in this summer, yeah?
Oh, there you go.
This is it.
You see that scene right there? That's going to be me showing up, giving people subs. Yeah.
Me, Cole, and Ryan could do the relay, and you do the full Ironman.
Yeah, and if I beat you guys,
it's not going to happen.
You have to go back out and do the whole thing naked.
I'd be up for that.
Can you imagine being on an Ironman bike naked for 5.5 hours?
As a relay?
You'd have a second butthole by the end of it. You'd burn one into the bottom of you. Oh,
yeah,
man.
One does the swim, one does the bike, and one does the run, Ryan.
I'm still missing a toenail from this whole thing. Yeah.
So,
all right, boys. I have to go to a meeting. As much as it's been fun, Cole, I will admit I was excited to have this conversation with you, but since you were gone for 50% of it with terrible service, it was a challenge.
I think it's working now, right?
It is. It's impressive. Yeah. What would you say happened? Just so we could have some clarity.
I have no idea. It usually works.
It's okay. No one's upset. Where's that little potato dog that you guys live next to?
It's out here somewhere. Yeah.
When I showed up to go visit Cole and see his apartment, his neighbor immediately assumed that the large man had stolen her dog. I don't know what kind of energy I emanate, but this woman was like, the big one. He's a thief. He took my potato dog.
It's a fair assumption.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's exactly the vibe I get from you.
100%. A dog thief.
Yeah.
Last time I ever visit. All right. Well, guys, it was great spending time with you. Tom, I'm calling you in 30 seconds. We got to talk about the business. Cole.
All right.
Don't you get hurt. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Get swimming, Ryan.
WrestleMania. I'll see you, boys.
You
Everyone who tuned in, thanks for coming.
Are you able to do an Ironman as a team and you can sign and you don't have to sign up as an individual?
Yep.
Yeah.
One swims, one runs, one bikes. 1 hour. Not in that order, or we'll be disqualified.
I like that. I'd be more interested to say yes if we were doing that.
All right, guys. I'll see you.
I'll swim.
I'll be calling you, Tom. See you.
All right, bye, guys.
Yeah, I can swim, Ryan. We'll just get someone to do you do the run or the bike, and
all right,
do the other one.
All right, we'll talk to Hunter about this. Bring that up.
Okay. Bye.